Staying true to the Plan B theme, there is no cable in there, sadly.
No.
No Wi-Fi.
No satellite.
My name is Eric Beebe. I'm getting involved with the Plan B, which basically represents an organic way of explaining what we're doing on the Earth. And right now we're just getting started. I think it's day one for the work project. Really, my job is to provide security. They had some vandalism problem last night, or a few nights ago. Somebody pushed in this water filter over here. They pushed that into the river. If you can see it on the other side of the building. There's a water filter that's meant to filter water from the Grand River. It takes 2 weeks to set up and it's bicycle powered. And somebody on Friday night pushed it in the river, so today it had to get fished out. And that's why there's a few people camping down here tonight. Me and Rick Beerhorst, the guy who leads it, and a few of his friends and collaborators in the project. We're going to be staying down here tonight, kind of to get inspired by our own project and also to provide security. So.
I do have your guard dog.
Yes. He's going to provide security as well. Let me take you over and I'll show you the tent I built. This is the tent we built out of one giant sheet of former McDonald's advertisement billboard fabric.
Yeah.
It's called a double bell wedge. We found the plans for it online and it actually worked the very first time. It sheds the water very well. It's very wind resistant when the doors are shut. The wind shears right around it. It actually doesn't have any guide ropes aside from these. It's just these two main poles. Yeah, it's three. There's one lashed in between. And they're not even buried. The tension of the tent keeps those poles
Just
right where
the
they are.
downward force.
Yep. Just the downward force.
So is this you guys did some research and found this design?
Yep. Yeah. It's actually a medieval design. There was a guy who did some research online and looked at medieval paintings and stuff that were done, and studied the tents in the paintings of like war battles and stuff. And this was a design that was modified for use in English, French, a bunch of different European armies. And he figured out plans and we kind of just copied them and adapted them to the billboard fabric.
That's cool.
And it works great. It's 10 by 20 on the ground. So it just gives you a ton of space.
That is pretty.
Without guide ropes to trip over.
It's serious headroom.
I mean, it handles the wind. So I'm gonna throw out sleeping bags and sleep in here tonight. So me and Diesel.
So how'd you score the the fabric?
We actually Rick Beerhorst had a friend at an advertising company, and he donated 2 pieces of billboard fabric to us.
Yeah, because this is some serious. It's more of a plastic. We're saying.
Yeah, it's like a plastic
it's
vinyl. Yeah, it is. It's like
serious.
like a thick plastic vinyl.
Like you could leave this out for
Heavy
years
tarp.
and it won't degrade, other than the UV will get rid of the paint. But
Yep, but it's still thin enough to sew through.
oh yeah.
You know, we hand sewed all the seams.
Oh, you did. I was
So-
checking that out from the inside here.
Yep. We hand sewed all these seams, and I think it came out really nice.
How many man hours would you say went into this book?
Not a lot. Not as many as you'd think for how big it is. Cutting it was fairly easy. Sewing it together took, like, I don't know, the most time.
Yeah, I can imagine.
And yeah, it went through a rainstorm and it was dry as a cork in here.
That's killer.
Yep.
So you guys just scrounged all of this. Did you have to like solicit or just people coming
Just
out of the
kind of
woodwork?
connections of friends and friends of friends, and Craigslist, Free Cycle, just kind of keeping an eye on what's where and what's
Yeah.
what. And a lot of just all of us that are part of this, just from our own basements and garages and family members, and you know, the hope is that it just continues to grow and just like that.
Yeah.
Just more conversations. And what's ironic too is like this garage door. You know, this was sitting in our friend's garage, or in their garage. She replaced the door. Didn't know, you know, didn't want to spend money to get rid of it, or just wasn't sure what to do with it. So she was thrilled that, you know, we're hauling it away and able to put it in here. Now the question, once this is done, you know, where does everything go? But we're trying to once it's done, salvage as much as possible.
Yeah.
With where it goes from here. But
So is there a plan for afterwards in the works, or is this just something you guys are aware of?
It's kind of an ongoing process where, I mean, the plan is to, with different things, you know, a lot of tables and different structures are being made that will end up into people's homes and things. You know, stuff that's kind of just big, large objects that are actual wall structures.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. Coat of many colors throughout a lot of those doors. They made, I guess I haven't seen it, but they made a fence out of doors, and I don't know for sure if they're giving us some of those doors, and then we put them back.
I think he has some. I think he lives in the house right next to the building, and he did something like that too with all the fences.
Yeah. I was thinking, you know, it's so cool building this, and then thinking that it's not permanently going to stay here. It'd be cool to just be like out on a farm somewhere and just create this and it stays. Yeah. I think we all feel real good though about where we're at today, and you know, Monday and Tuesday, and then even with Wednesday, it just nothing has to be finished. It's just where are we at by Wednesday? Continue. And part of the process is continuing to build it while during artprize. Instead of saying here it is, it's finished. It's 2.5 weeks, 3 weeks of creating this environment. Interacting with people. There's a guy who stopped by who fly fishes, and you know, he was just asking what we're doing, and he said, "Can I give you some fish?" And so we're hoping to, you know, people like that just fish, and we cook it up, and